Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be here together today with Antoine Rey. Hi, Antoine. How are you?
Hi, how are you, man? Very good.
Lovely to see you again. We are going to talk about a very special session that we are going to have, or you're going to host at LocWorld in Dublin. We're calling it the LocHealth conversation, and I understand it was inspired by a very well attended session that we had at LocWorld50 in Silicon Valley last year, where people were actually brought into tears, if I understand it correctly.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit more about your session.
Yeah, this hopefully won't be about tears, yeah. But yeah, we had a conversation. A good friend of mine, Jose Palomares, and I were having a conversation one day, and we were just describing, like, how great the industry is, but also sometimes how tough it can be on people.
Mhm.
And I said to him, listen, I went through an episode myself, and he said, well, me too. And that was the whole story of those mental health problems sometimes, where you start to talk about it and you realize that a lot of people are going through it or have gone through it as well, and that there are not that many forums or places to actually talk about it safely in an environment that's conducive to sharing your experience and seeking some help, I guess. So him and I decided to bring it up to LocWorld and say, why don't we try to do a session on that? And we had the fantastic Mimi Heels to moderate that. We had an external psychologist that was there with us on stage, and a lot of people liked it. A lot of people shared, which was great, and a lot of people came to us after, and we suggested to have a follow-up session in kind of an open form
So
session
it's,
similar to the
so it's not going to be
Unconference.
a panel like last time.
Correct. No, in this case, you just walk in, there's no speaker, no slides. I'll be there to facilitate the conversation. And people can listen, people can share if they want to, or not share, or take in what's been shared by the group. And hopefully that helps some of the attendees to figure out what resources they can avail of in their own company or outside their company. There's a lot to be done, I think, still in that field. And that's exactly what we want to try and promote and help people that are going through the same thing.
Do you think that companies in general have that sort of security net and offers that as a service or a benefit to their employees, or what do you think that is a rare thing?
It's pretty weak at this stage,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and that was one of the reasons we wanted to do that as well. We noticed, like, even the psychologist person there, Laura, she had worked at Expedia, at Google, and some of those companies were probably ahead of others, and still the support like was pretty low there, she mentioned. So it's evolved a little bit since, but it's still like the EAP, employee assistance groups, and other like resources that are there. They in a lot of cases we feel that companies are putting this to tick a box, similar sometimes to DEI programs, unfortunately. They tick a box, but when someone really wants help and assistance, there's not much that is in place yet. So it's up to the employee to go and look for resources outside as well. And hopefully this kind of events, and I'm glad that LocWorld is promoting this, because that's quite important. And like, the more you talk about it, the more you realize that probably 60% of the people are going through some form of mental health issue at some stage in their career or in their life. And so that, like, for me, certainly what helped was talking to friends, talking to colleagues, talking to family, and I was lucky enough that I had all of those, and I was happy to talk about it. But a lot of people don't feel that way or don't have that support network, and so if we can help with that, that's great.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for doing this. I'm sure that you will have a full room or a full house, and let's see where these conversations can take us. So maybe LocHealth needs to be a new hashtag to be used, and let's continue talking about it. LocWorld has not been in Dublin for some years now. What are you excited about coming back to or welcoming back LocWorld Dublin. And what are you looking forward to, except apart from all the sessions and networking and things like that? Is there anything else in particular?
Definitely the Guinness Storehouse is the highlight of the week there. I always tell my family, because they struggle sometimes to come to Dublin because they think it's not very nice weather and people think about whatever. But I tell them, listen, there's a lot of museums, very interesting museums. We have the Guinness Museum, we've got the Jameson Museum, so there's a lot of exciting place to visit here. So that'd be nice, and it'd be great to see the whole industry back in Dublin here. As you know, there was always kind of a localization hub here since the 90s, the mid 90s, and so it's good to see everybody back here.
Well, thank you again. This was an interesting conversation, Antoine, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you in Dublin in June.
Same here. Okay, thanks very much, Anne-Marie, and see you everyone there.
Thank you. Bye.